Here's the inlay that Derek did the other day, and it's fitted in very, very well and very nicely. And today we got two jobs. Michael, who's a wonderful friend, is helping me with stringing, some regulation, and he's putting a couple of strings on. And here we've got a problem with the soundboard where you can see it's moving. It's not attached, and I hadn't noticed that until I was stringing it up. And so I noticed that when looking at it from this end, when I suddenly saw that it was bowing like that. You can see along the line of the jacks, you can see that the soundboard doesn't follow that line. And so we've now got to take the jacks out, and we've got the problem of doing this job with the strings in, because taking the strings off is a most awful, awful pain. And so from here, actually, one can see that crack there, and you can see the soundboard moving as we move it. And so we've got to get glue in there somehow underneath the strings. So we're taking the jacks out in order so that we can get access to this. Challenges beset us. We've taken the central section of jacks out, and I've cut a metal bar to go under the strings to force the soundboard down when we glue it. But we're also trying to look and see where the action is from the pedals down here to move these jack registers. You probably saw that it's moving one way, but it's not moving the other. And so we've got to get these there you are, that's moving now. And we've got to actually get all of these moving. That one moved left and not right. That one's moving happily. That one's moving right, but it's not coming back again. So we've got to actually get at that mechanism to find the springs and free up the action. So we can't do anything about that other than to get access through the keyboards, and we can't work out where the keyboards come out. The name board lifts up and down, it doesn't come off. We think that there's a screw up there holding the upper keyboard in, which we now have to undo, and then that will slot forward. And so this is an investigation.
Released the nut under there, and there it is. Now, that should slide forward.
I think we're catching on something.
Yes. Now we have to depress that rail in order that this can go underneath here. And then the whole thing extracts. And there you see dust of ages.
And there we see what there it is, isn't it? And there we see what I was referring to, what looked like a Meccano set, almost a metallic thing. It's a Dolwyn plastic, isn't it, that he's used? A black.
Something like Bakelite.
Well, it's most extraordinary.
Now we'll remove it and extract the key. And one thing, here you have the mechanism for connecting the lower manual to the upper manual. But here is something that causes me a little concern. And those are lead weights, and they've grown. They are probably known as plumbitis.
Yeah, but those things that look like screw heads.
Now, here's the screws underneath. 1, 2, and 3.
And those are marks on the top of the keys.
On the top of the keys.
Which you were saying was a very old piano method.
Yes, the old piano method. These are sticking out. It's the lead weights. If you've got the key next door to it has the same amount sticking out, they're likely to collide and cause great problems in playing. Keys will stick down and just will not come up again. There.
And there we see the shiny lead.
Shiny lead. not so much problem there, but this is what you have to do. If not, why not? I think there's some screws at the back. Screws?
I don't think... No, I haven't put in any new screws.
These?
Those are not my screws.
Right.
Those are because...
They look as though they might be... The reason I asked is because they have a fresh...
They're also in front of what one might think of as a line of frame screws.
Right.
Which are there. So those look likely. It looks to me as though somebody's played with this before for some reason.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time things have been come to pieces.
And so it shouldn't be. Come on, get in.
I'm afraid I've used crossheads on some of the other screws I've put in. They're so much easier to handle. There's something snagging there.
Yes,
It's way. What's worse, I heard something crack.
Well, no, I don't think so. What happened actually was something snapped back.
Oh, I hope so. It's that one there. Now this is the one that's completely stuck.
Yes.
So this is going to be the interesting one.
However, we've come across that area where lubrication can be applied, because now we can see what's happening. The pedals cause these levers to move about a central fulcrum. There, you see that one doing it there. That's that twisted piece of metal. And where we have the inability to pull the keyboard out is because of the various things that hold the keyboard, the keyboards in. And I can't see how we can actually get over that, because the coupler mechanism is attached to the keyboard. Notice it? There's something attached.
There's never a musical instrument made that doesn't have the ability to remove the keyboard, apart from some track organs.
Yeah. I think what we have to do, though, is to consider the necessity of removing
Well, that's true.
the keyboard.
Apart from the fact that we have got the plumbitis.
Well, no, that
We
can
can
be
remove
dealt
the
with
individual...
by simply removal of the keys themselves, not the key frame.
True.
So that can be addressed. So the next thing to do, see here, this one here, your plumbitis, that is going to be a big problem in this pair of keys.
As you can see, the gaps are very small.
The gaps is almost non-existent. So those keys will have to come out and the excess removed surgically.
We decided that we can't remove the key frame, so we're simply removing the keys so that we can then have access to lifting the key rail at the back, which will give us the access to the levers.
Not only that.
Having got this far, we've discovered what looks like the cylinder head of an engine word.
The makings of a Maserati.
Well, this is a Bugatti of Harpsichord, certainly.
Oh, yes, of course.
And it's here where we've got the plungers coming up from the pedals that move the levers, and so lubricating these is the first course of action.
There's evidence of oil on these bearing surfaces.
So somebody's done this before.
One next.
That's, yes, there you are.
Yeah,
You can see
no,
it's
let it go, that's it.
That's it.